are you? I hope you're doing okay. Hi, hi. Hello, hello. Hello to anybody watching the Twitch stream. Hello. How are you doing? I hope you're doing okay. I have just woken up. I'm kind of not that EP though. That's good. Ta-da, ta-da. Hello, hello, hello. I had pancakes for the first time today, so I was like, "Ooh, hi, Vape Nation! Welcome, welcome. How are you?" Okay. So it's like, how are you guys doing? What time is it for you guys actually? Because it's like, hi, Jen. Nice to see you again. Hello. Pancakes for the first time. No, not pancakes for the first time. Pancakes for the first time in years. And okay, so I'll let you start that out first. Hang on. Like I do have like I don't know what Forza means. Anyways, how you guys? Okay, time to eat some breakfast. Yeah, good morning everybody. I hope everybody make sure to have sustenance in the morning. Okay, like I hear that a lot of people don't actually eat breakfast, and I was just like, same. So I'll see you. Good morning, detective. How are you? Hope you're doing okay. Cedric, nice to see you again. Hello, good morning, everybody. So I had pancakes for the first time in years this morning, and I was telling my friend how I ate pancakes, and he was kind of making fun of me for it. So basically, what happened was, I don't know how you guys eat pancakes, but I've always eaten pancakes by cutting them in like little pizza slices. Like I cut from the center and make little triangles, and that's how I eat pancakes. And then I just remembered like my sister years ago when she was eating pancakes in front of friends. One of them pointed out as well. I was like, why are you eating pancakes like that? And my sister was just like, how do you eat it? And then she was just kind of cutting randomly. And she was like, I'm not gonna eat it. I'm not a savage. That's so barbaric. So, Chad, is it weird that I cut my pancakes up like pizza slices before eating? You cut them into squares. Why squares? I go to OCD. That's what I think too. Probably it's tasting a long while. Oh, taking a long while. Okay, you're talking about the audio. Can't say I've ever seen someone cut it like really. So I was the weird one. Sleepy, welcome. Hope you're doing okay. Cut it into ribbons. Oh, okay. So, I remember this tweet not too long ago. I saw this tweet, and somebody said something about how, do you eat Ridges, like potato chips, like like those Ridge potato chips, like the one, yeah, like the crinkle shaped ones. Yeah, do you guys eat those along the ridges, or do you like eat them like a proper potato chip? I can't bite into those unless it's along the ridges. I don't know why. It feels wrong to like eat the ruffles. Yeah, like it feels wrong to eat the ruffles like across the ridges. I need to eat them along the ridges. Maybe I do have perpendicular. Yeah, maybe I do have like OCD. I like to think of it more as like a physical thing than OCD thing, but maybe it is OCD. But yeah, I'm not diagnosed. Always use them in one bite. That's crazy. My mouth ain't big enough. Yeah, okay. Hello, Kachi. Good morning. Are you back from the hospital? Are you okay? Was that you? Was that you who went to the hospital? But yeah, it's like okay, so I hear that this is kind of like a tism thing where you figure out how you want to eat something, and then you kind of just eat that way for the rest of your life. Like you figure out how to eat something once, and then you just kind of keep doing it. Kinda am like that. Like, I think I started drinking English breakfast tea around like 3 years ago or something like that. And then I just kind of have been drinking tea the exact same way each time. I drink it like so. I steep like English breakfast tea for around 2 minutes or 2 to 3 minutes, and then I add 2 teaspoons of granulated white sugar, and then I add milk to the point where it looks like how do I put this? The color of He-Man. If you know, if you know what He-Man skin tone looks like, take to some test better know early. I mean, it's like what I like to think is like, okay, so a lot of people online think, woo, He-Man mentioned you just got out yesterday, yeah, you busted out, let's go, good job on busting out of the hospital. Drink tea with pinky up. I've done that like since I was a kid too. I would see like, oh, so okay, so fun fact about that, right? You're not actually supposed to do that. The reason why you hold teacups like that is because like you're supposed to kind of lay your pinky underneath the cup while you're sipping. And then as you're putting it down, you use your pinky as a way to soften the blow, basically, like soften the fall, if you will. That way, you don't like make clanging noises as you're putting down your cup onto the plate. So you just kind of yeah, you use your pinky to lay it down quietly. Because like the thing with tea time is like you want to make as little noise as possible. You can't clang around your spoon while you're stirring your tea, and you can't like bang around like the teacup onto the saucer plate either. He-Man, heck, would you guys watch He-Man? Oh my gosh. I think I haven't seen the remake yet. I do kind of want to check it out because it seems interesting. Because I wasn't really that into the idea of watching She-Ra Princess of Power. I did check out a couple episodes, but I wasn't that into it. But I did hear that they made a He-Man remake. I don't know. I've never watched He-Man. I just know like the memes. You guys probably saw that like viral meme or like that viral video from many years ago. The what's going on? I remember my cousins and I went to karaoke for my other cousins baby shower, or not shower, a baby shower. It was like a gender reveal party, and so we went to karaoke, and my cousins and I were all like singing that song together, and it was like we could have just sang the normal version, but no, we sang like the weird version that went viral. So that's funny. Was Thundercats around that time? Also, Leopard Woman Furry Check. I think that's Chitara, was that her name? I can't remember. Not again. I'm not a furry. Listen, I think everybody was into her. Okay, like leave me alone. She doesn't count. She doesn't count. I remember having a McDonald's toy of the cyborg guy. Oh, fun, fun, fun. You watched Ghostbusters, the one with the gorilla? Uh, no, I haven't seen that one. I'm just like, was King Kong doing a crossover with the Ghostbusters? Oh, speaking of Ghostbusters, I kind of want to do a cosplay of them. But it's like I don't know how to get. Like I don't know. It's like I could just look for a costume online. Not knowing me, I'll probably fit like a child size version of the costume. So I probably don't have to make one myself. But it's like the props that I'm kind of worried about. I want to make like a little ghost busting little vacuum cleaner that they got. She lies as easily as she breathes. That's gonna be a big photon fact. Yeah, I don't understand anything science related. I was watching this video about quantum mechanics and stuff like that, and then as soon as they mentioned a photon watch or something, I was just like, what's a photon clock? What does that mean? And then they just kept talking, and then they were like explaining the whole like like Einstein's theory of relativity, and they were explaining that whole thing, and then at the end I was just like, I still don't know what a photon clock is. I don't know how it's like, okay, chief, before you teach me algebra, let's learn the alphabet first, okay? And it was just and it's like I'm one of those people that I can learn fast, but you need to explain it well to me the first time so that I know what I need to learn in the first place. It's like, oh, I don't know, I don't even know what I don't know, you know? It's like do you guys think you were good students in school? Do you guys think you're fast learners or something? For me, it's always been like as soon as I figure it out, I'll know how to do it pretty much for good. You know, it's kind of like um what was it called? The quadratic formula in algebra class. That was once I figured it out, it was pretty easy to do. You know, the quadratic formula, PEMDAS. It's so easy once you actually like get right down to it. But something that I never managed to figure out was factorials and also percentages. It's just wait, no, percentage, not percentages. It was probability. I'm not really sure how to calculate for probability because when we were trying to cover that subject in school, it was literally right before the exams, or right before like the final exams, and so like our teacher was just kind of like rushing through the subject, and I was like, wait, I didn't finish learning. Wait, why are we taking an exam? I was good at history, but bad at remembering dates, for example, so hit or miss. I'm the same way. Like, you know, it's so funny because I love history and science and stuff, but I'm always just kind of, I have like vague, approximate knowledge on a lot of things, right? Where it's like, oh, there was this guy this one time a couple years ago who did this thing. And then I can explain what the thing was, but I can't tell you the name of the scientist. I can't tell you like what country it was from. I can't tell you what year it was done in. You know, so it's like I can do like approximate info dumps on you. Figure out the sine, cosine stuff. Ah, trig. Okay. The trigonometry stuff is it's like once you sort it out. I mean, like here's the thing, like the sine, cosine stuff. It's luckily you have a calculator for that, the scientific calculator. You don't have to like do like all the math by yourself. You just need to know the formulas. I hate the French because of algebra. Was it the French? Oh, it was Descartes, right? I think was it him because I wanna take it back to blaming the Arabs for the numerical system. Let's actually no. Let's take it back to even like the Chinese with their abacus. Let's blame all the number people. um, I'm okay. I'm okay. Also, Vsauce. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I love history and science too, but I have goldfish memory. Same. Okay, what was your best subjects in school, and what were your favorite subjects? Because my favorite subjects were science and English, but technically my best subjects were like science and PE and like I love physics, man. Physics is such a fun subject. Um, Math I like is when I add money. That's that's good. That's good. Yeah, no, it's like because I mean, for example, physics and biology came very easily to me, but chemistry was a little tricky. I like to blame it on my teacher because I'm gonna be honest. I think she rushed through the subject, and I couldn't like figure out like how to I the math was fine, but like having to come up with like the formula names or whatever, or like the chemical names. I'm just like, how do I know when to use this word and when to use that word? Like certain words are obvious, like for example, oxide, dioxide. But when should I use monoxide? It's very confusing. A little super brain. Probably his history, favorite history subjects. Nice. Favorite subjects, recess, lunch, dismissal. I think yeah, I was there's like this subject class. The only reason you would fail PE is if you never show up, so you don't even have attendance, or if you never bring your PE uniform. Um, your justice hates you. That's okay. I win. That's okay. That's okay. Best was government and anatomy. Favorite was history. I love how so many people just love history. I've been watching a lot of Nazi Germany stuff recently. Just earlier, I watched or not earlier, yeah, like last night. I watched Jojo Rabbit, and it's kind of like it's just funny because my friend wanted to watch like a military movie with me, and then I was kind of like, it's like my dad really likes the military and like marine stuff, and I'm just like, I'm gonna be honest, like I'm okay. I don't have anything against like the troops or whatever, like I have nothing against them really, but it's more of a like when it comes to military movies, they all kind of seem very similar. It's like you've seen one once, you've seen them 1,000 times, where it's like it's always just like an American soldier and his buddies fighting the Taliban, and it's always like pretty much the same thing over and over. And I'm just like, I'm sick of the Afghanistan like setting. Like I'm tired of it. Let's talk about like the PTSD that these soldiers deal with after coming back from deployment. But when it comes to World War II stuff, I think it's really cool how there's so many different ways to tell those stories. Like they have so many different ways of framing it. It's like the zone of interest, which I saw not too long ago, just last week. There was the boy in the striped pajamas, the book thief, Piano Man, and it's just kind of interest. Was it? Yeah, not Piano Man. The pianist. And it's just kind of interesting how there's so many different ways to frame Nazi Germany, because you're either like showcasing the life of like a Nazi or like a German citizen or a Jew, and it's just really interesting how like there's so many different ways to to frame the same setting over and over, right? But when it comes to like military movies, they're all samey. Like they're all too similar to me. Schindler's List, I still haven't seen yet. I'm going to check that out next. I was also thinking Sophie's Choice because that's also kind of similar. I did not know that was Meryl Streep, so that's interesting. I've never seen her earlier works. You're sick that you can't perform. Yeah. I took economics to learn how to do my own taxes and barely even touch the subject. I don't want to do taxes. That's why I just evade them. American soldier and his buddy sharing a sleeping bag. You know how it goes. Speaking of which, I just watched Brokeback Mountain not too long ago, just like 2 days ago. It was a lot gayer than I thought. Okay, so the thing, the thing about Brokeback Mountain, okay, was I thought it was going to be like softcore gay, where it was just gonna be like, okay, it's like maybe they'll kiss or maybe they'll just like be really like hot and heavy in a makeout scene, and then that's it, like very censored stuff because it is still an American film. No, they like pretty soon they were whipping out their dicks and like showing their asses and stuff. I saw Anne Hathaway's tits at one point, and I was like, oh, I didn't expect to see Jake Gyllenhaal's and Heath Ledger's butts today, but here I am. I was not expecting the level of nudity that I saw. It's kind of like when I watched Saltburn, and then that Barry guy, I can't remember his name, like that actor, he whipped his dick out, and I was just like, whoa, I wasn't expecting nudity. um, Brokeback Mountain was, I think, weirdly paced, weirdly framed, written, but it was a little shocking. It was like Brokeback Mountain walked, so Call Me by Your Name could run. That's how I feel about it. Because the thing is, when it's a British film or any European film, you're kind of used to like the level of like, oh, we're just gonna have the actors be naked, and it's not a big deal. We're just gonna have the actors be gay, and it's not a big deal. If you're like any British actor worth his salt has done a nude or gay scene at least once in his life. But when it comes to American films, it is a bit more rare, I guess, when it comes to that sort of thing. So I was just surprised at the level of gayness that they were going for, or nudity that they were going for in Brokeback Mountain. It was very interesting. Back to the war stuff. Are there any Nazi Germany films that you guys think that I could enjoy? Because I already listed Schindler's List and Sophie's Choice as like possible new ones to watch. Well, I say new, but you know what I mean. New to me, not new in general. I don't know what it is. It's like because it started when I was it started out when I was watching Chernobyl stuff like a couple weeks ago because I did binge watch like the TV show Chernobyl, and then I ended up going down a rabbit hole watching a bunch of educational videos, and that's why I brought up the whole like quantum mechanics thing. I was just like watching a bunch of videos about like physics and stuff like that, and then because I was watching Chernobyl, I ended up wanting to watch World War II stuff because it was just, I mean, it's just there, you know, it's just there, and so now I'm just like on a weird like kick, just being like, hey, I'm gonna learn about Nazi Germany, I guess. And it's kind of funny because I never really understood why so many modern men, whether they're like middle school boys or adult men, they all seem to really idolize, or not idolize, but romanticize World War II stuff. And it's like that's why so many people talk about like communism and like, you know, just anything like Nazi Germany related as well. It's just like, well, I mean, like obviously they're not communists, but you get what I mean. It's like around, like it's always like Cold War, like Nazi Germany type stuff, and it's very interesting that that became a thing. I like to joke about how boys romanticize Nazi Germany or just World War II in general, the same way girls romanticize the Victorian era. Both not very great times in history, but romanticized because of limited information. I'm not really sure. Like, I don't know. It's like I romanticize the heck out of the Victorian era, but I know that that place, that time was horrible for women. Did you enjoy it? It's not just eye candy. The movie. Wait, Oh yeah, the Zone of Interest. The Zone of Interest is a slice of life Nazi Germany movie. So it's more of the thing. The thing with it, it was like it's kind of like an important film or like a really interestingly made film, but it's not exactly exciting because it's slice of life. Like there's no plot. It's literally like the daily lives of Nazis. That's basically what that is. The daily life of Nazi citizens. My favorite anime. um, but yeah, if you guys haven't checked out the Zone of Interest before, it is an interesting watch, but it's not exactly exciting. I watched Inglorious Bastards for the first time as well. I forgot about that. Yeah, like so I watched Jojo Rabbit just last night. I watched the Zone of Interest a few days ago, and then also the Inglorious Bastards a few days prior. I've never seen Inglorious Bastards before. I kept mistaking it for the Expendables, so I was kind of confused when I saw Brad Pitt there. I was expecting like completely different cast. The wacky Nazi movie. Yeah, it is pretty. It's pretty goofy, pretty wacky. Let's just hug for war. Yeah, that's pretty much how it was. You want PTSD? Watch the Russian film. Come and see what happened. Oh, Downfall and Valkyrie. I'm gonna write this down. Man, this is what I mean. I should have like a whiteboard or something because I'm always like taking down notes. That's why I made myself a private Discord server just so that I could have a place to put down like notes and stuff. Okay, what was the other one? Downfall. I'm gonna have to watch like Schindler's List, and then clack 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 clack. Come and see. Okay, okay. Brokeback I meant, but yeah, I interested in Zone of Interest too. Don't really have one from what you mentioned. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Um, Oh, yeah, it's just when it comes to Brokeback Mountain, it could have been it's like I feel like the pacing was weird. Like I get like the director is kind of like a big deal and everything, but I just feel like it could have been done better. You know, it's like I'm looking at it from like like through modern lenses, so maybe it's just like the way they edited things back in the day. But I mean, it was like early 2000s or something, right? I don't remember, but it could have been done better. It could have been done better. I think it was just a lot of time skips, and it wasn't clear how much time has passed, which I feel like they could have done. Like they could have made it clear, like, oh, it's been 4 years since the last scene, but they don't do that. And there was just a lot of stuff that was kind of stupid or happened way too fast or happened in a really weird way. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a critic. I'm just very hypercritical of movies. um, Nyan, hello, welcome, welcome. Dad boot. What is dad boot? And U571. What are those? What are those? Or das boot? Haven't seen Brokeback Mountain since it was released, and back then it was for haha gay there. Basically, that's why I checked it out because I was just like, wait, I mean, as I mentioned to you guys before, right, where it's like I watched something and then I kind of realized, oh yeah, like I am a Westaboo, which is what we call Asians who really like spaghetti westerns and like cowboy stuff. And so I was like, I want to check out Brokeback Mountain, and so I checked it out, and it's not as gay as it could have been. It's definitely gay. It's more I don't know. I feel like as a film, it's like the story is okay. I don't mind the story. The story's fine. It's just like the way it was paced and written that I have an issue with. It could have been a lot more clear with how certain things went down, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's not amazing, but it's fine. A lot of these films always are just kind of fine, you know. But anyways, Nazi Germany. Interesting how I'm learning a lot of stuff that I never really learned back in school, because I don't know, it's like whenever we learned about World War II, we were kind of just focusing on not just Nazi Germany. We were focusing on like all of World War II, right? So we couldn't like shove in a lot of information about Nazi Germany. It was like, oh, here are the like this is how many Jews died in like the concentration camps. This approximately like this is how long World War II lasted. These are the Allied forces. These are like the Axis powers. Blah blah blah, and it was all very uh, I don't know, like it was like a very sterile way of looking at that subject. So I didn't really know much of like what went down like on a more personable level, and that's why watching these films has been interesting. Because I remember a couple years ago, I also checked out some documentaries where Holocaust survivors were talking about their experiences at like I kind of understood like the basics of concentration camps because we did touch on that a little bit in school. But I mean, we couldn't like touch on it too much. We were still like a Catholic school, you know. It's like if we're gonna traumatize the kids, it's not gonna be because of World War II. It's gonna be because of Catholicism. So very interesting learning things this late in the game, I suppose. Nazi survivors moving to South America. That's the thing that I thought was strange too. Like speaking of like Nazi, um, back when I watched Inglorious Bastards, I felt like the vibes were off because when I saw those like like when the bastards were scalping all the Nazis, I was just like, wait, are they the baddies? Like yes, technically like they're going up against the Nazis, but they're not exactly honorable men, right? I mean that's why they call themselves the Inglorious Bastards. But I felt like from the way Brad Pitt was portraying his character, it should have been a wackier film. Like it should have been what Jojo Rabbit was in terms of comedy. Like the vibes of Inglorious Bastards were way too serious, I think, considering like like the context. I feel like it should have been a lot funnier. I mean, I know you can only be so funny in a Nazi film, but I feel like it should have been whatever Jojo Rabbit was. Gotta keep Catholicism as number one. Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like if you want to ensure that your child is traumatized and is no longer a Catholic when they're an adult, put them through Catholic school. I feel like Tarantino doesn't like writing good guys. He does not. It's a Tarantino film. What do you expect? True, true. Um, I actually, so like when I was talking about this with my friend, he was like asking me, who my favorite director was, and I was like, I don't really watch movies for the directors. I don't really seem to have a favorite director just because most of the things I watch are like animated. um, but I mean, if we're gonna go for like like well-known directors, Quentin Tarantino is not one of my favorite directors. Definitely not. But I might like Jerry Bruckheimer, Jeremy Bruckheimer. I do kind of like Spielberg. I do not like Kubrick. I don't care how artsy the films are. If I'm bored, I'm bored. Okay, like that's the thing with me. I'm like a little ADHD little iPad kid. Okay, like if I'm bored with your film because it's way too artsy, then I'm not gonna like the film that much. I can acknowledge that it's a good film, but it's not gonna be an entertaining film if that makes sense. That's how I feel about Zone of Interest. It was a good film, but boring. Because again, it's a slice of life, and so like you can only do so much with it, and there isn't going to be any plot aside from the family is living next to Auschwitz. What are we gonna do with that? Um, remember One Before the Fall. Had to watch it for school, if I remember correctly, as a youth in Germany being groomed to be a Nazi, basically. Oh, that's what happened in Jojo Rabbit. He was basically like a Nazi fanatic, and that's what the whole thing was about. His imaginary friend was Adolf Hitler, which I thought was pretty funny in how Taika Waititi was acting it out. Oh, Taika Waititi, one of my favorite directors, because he was the one responsible for making Thor the way he is now. Because if you guys remember, Thor from the first two movies was kind of a stick in the mud. Wait, no, was it the first movie only? I can't remember what he was like in the second movie. But like at some point, Thor became very very funny, and it was because of Taika. So like I like Taika Waititi. He has like really good films. Um, Speaking of the Catholic Church, they're also responsible helping the Nazis move to South America. What would they need? That's the thing. When I was watching this one movie, I forgot what it was. It was like something with like it was I think it was like it was some sort of like Ryan Reynolds film with like Gal Gadot and like The Rock, I think. And they went to South America and they went through like this like Nazi booby trap to find like lost treasure or something. It was weird, but I was just like, why are the Nazis in South America? What are they doing there? Like, what do they want from there? Do they know that there's like no blonde people there? Like, quite the thought to have. Yeah, so I guess because that's the thing. When I look at famous directors' bodies of work, when I look at these content creators, when I look at all the movies that they've made, I'm just kind of like, okay, these are not really the kinds of movies I watch. Like for like one like really well known director, I've probably only seen like two of their films, if even that. So it's like, just statistically speaking, this is just looking at the math. Bruckheimer, Spielberg, and Taika Waititi are like my favorite directors. I was like looking through the list, and I did see like Martin Scorsese on there, and I was like, oh, he does kind of like a lot of like I didn't watch all his films or anything like that, but I did notice a trend with like the titles. I was like, oh, I guess Scorsese just really likes mafia stuff. He loves anything to do with New York, it seems like. Like I don't know, it's kind of funny how you can get like a very obvious running theme with your content. Like, cause you don't think like, oh, like if you're a director, you're gonna film like in the same style, but you're gonna have different storylines. Not Scorsese. Nope. He just really likes New York and anything to do with guys in suits. So like that's like Wolf of Wall Street, and then like The Irishman, and like Taxi Driver or something. So it's like New York and mafia stuff. That's what he likes, which I think is interesting. You know, that's your shtick, I guess. That's your niche. That's your your common theme, I suppose. Be funny to see a director's filmography in that way. Yeah, exactly. Where it's just kind of like, like I see you have a favorite topic in mind, you know? If you guys have you guys ever thought about like filmmaking? I did want to be a YouTuber when I was younger, and it was just kind of like I never wanted to do any like artsy stuff or anything like that. But I did like the idea of directing music videos, or just doing like edited vlogs or something like that. But I never really thought about like doing anything super artsy. I think you can portray a like I mean it's not like I have anything against artsy films. It's just that sometimes they're a little too experimental that it's hard to understand what you're going for. And I'm gonna be honest, hot take, but I feel like just because you're artsy, it doesn't mean you automatically get a pat on the back for being experimental. Like it's good that you tried, but a bad film is a bad film, you know? Hi Susu, welcome, welcome. Film school costs a lot of money. Yeah, that's true. He makes it work more than M. Night Shyamalan, who basically only shoots in Philadelphia, I guess. Yeah, speaking of M. Night, I just watched Split last night as well. Cause I tried watching Split the night before, but I passed out, and so I finished Split and then I watched Jojo Rabbit. Split is an M. Night Shyamalan film, and I'm gonna be honest. There were some moments where I feel like it could have been better, but it was a pretty good film. Um, it's not a correct way to depict the ID, but as a film, it was good-ish, I guess. Um, Definitely one of his better films because M. Night Shyamalan is kind of a very divisive director. Like it's kind of like a hit or miss when it comes to M. Night Shyamalan. He does I do find it funny whenever M. Night Shyamalan makes cameos in his own films, but then again, Taika Waititi was also in Jojo Rabbit, so I can't I can't really like fault directors for doing that. It is funny though when directors like just put themselves in their own films. Like I don't get like what is the thought process here? You're just like I need a guy to do this scene. I'll do it. Or I want to be in the movie. I'll come up with a character, you know? Critics love it, audiences hate it. That's a very common trend. When I was like looking through all these films that I've never seen before, like I watch the trailer, I read the synopsis, I check the reviews. And then a lot of the time the reviews don't ever match up with like the critic score, which I think is very funny. So it's like a critic would like rate it very poorly, an audience member would love it, and vice versa. So it's I don't know, like critics are goofy. When it comes to films, I'm gonna be honest. I prefer going for the audience score rather than the critic score. The critic score, like they're always kind of weird. Like the critics are, they always have some sort of like agenda they're working with. I don't know what the agenda is, but a lot of the time they do have something going on. It's kind of like how there's game reviewers or like not game reviewers, like the game review articles, like those people, like they have something going on in the industry, and I don't know why they all kind of have the same conclusion each time, you know. So the one with the sexy alien girl. Sadly, no. You're thinking of something else. I forgot what it was, but like I do know what you're trying to say though. It was like the one. No, you're thinking of Splice. I think Split is the one where James McAvoy has DID, or previously called like multiple personality disorder. The meme that's like that wasn't me, that was Patricia. You're thinking of Splice. I mean, yeah, she was kind of hot, but it is kind of weird what that was. It was just like, okay, you're like a weird humanoid creature, kind of strange, but that's okay. Guilty pleasure. I love some of his film movies in a good way. In a so good it's bad is wait in a so bad it's good way. Yeah, yeah. I think that's kind of like his shtick. I think more directors should troll. That's why like we have movies like Sharknado. Like the guy who made Sharknado honestly was doing it as almost like a dare. He was kind of like, hey, I want to try to just make like the stupidest movie ever and then see if it makes money, and so he did Sharknado, and then he got a sequel. Because the thing is, right? Like he knew that like a lot of people would think, "Hey, that sounds like a really dumb movie. I'm gonna watch it." And so like he just he knew what he was doing. I had hoped. I had hoped that the same thing was the reasoning behind something like Human Centipede, but I think the Human Centipede is just like a weird fetish. Because think about it. I think most disturbing films are just fetishes, like poorly disguised fetishes by the writers and directors. Because what is the Human Centipede, right? You have group sex, you have scat, you have diaper, you have rim jobs. So it's yeah, just uh, the thing with Birdemic was that was it's like again, right? It's like I don't like I can appreciate the effort, but a bad film is a bad film. Like that guy was like he was just like one dude. He did all the editing himself, and he just kind of got random people in town that wanted to like audition for the film, and it was like yeah, it's still not a good film. Like I appreciate that you tried, but you could have tried better or harder. Tommy was so okay, so the room was also just like it's like I want someone to remake that the way it should have been made, because I know they did make like they made like that movie with what was that like was that James Franco or Dave Franco? I think it was one of the Franco brothers. And they did make that movie based off of like the making of The Room. And I do like I do want to have a movie where or like somebody just remake the damn movie, in the way it was meant to be made. Cuz like we see what the original plot is supposed to be. We see what the scenes and like the storyline is supposed to be like. I think we can make it good, you know um Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's kind of funny to like troll the audience, but it's like when it's a sincere effort and it just turns out so like hilariously bad. I feel bad for laughing at it. I feel bad for thinking it's shit, but like I said, a bad product's a bad product, right? Is painful, especially if you try to watch the sequels. There's sequels. Wait, you're right. There are sequels. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yes, I win. Okay, I just saw your message. Yes, yes, yes. What is it? Jams. James Franco. Okay, okay. Let me see. What's another so bad it's good kind of a film, because there's a bunch of those, I think. Um, I don't know. It's like I I think there's a very big difference between a bad film that's like hilariously bad and then a bad film that's just kind of boring and hard to watch. And there's like way too many boring bad films, and that's the thing. It's like I don't care if a movie is bad, but I do care if a movie is boring, because it's like at least if it's a bad film, it'll have some sort of effect on you. Like at least you'll remember it, for being so bad. At least you could get a kick out of it. But if it's like a boring film, it's like, oh, it was just like a waste of time. I don't even remember the film that I just watched. Reacting to oh god, I win. I see some Spider-Man 3 so bad that it's good again, right? It's so funny. Ramses, hello, hello, welcome. I think corny dance scenes like that really takes a film to a whole nother level. I mean, okay, so I was going to be really really scared of it, like the It movie, like the newer one, not the old one from like the 80s with Tim Curry. No, like the new ones. I was so scared to watch this movie, so I watched it with a friend. As soon as we watched it, I was like laughing my ass off because I realized, oh wait, like all the editing is kind of goofy. Like there are some scenes that are genuinely good, but like as soon as that clown is like trying to threateningly dance at like the character, I'm just like, okay, is this supposed to be scary? Because he just kind of looks stupid. Um, I feel bad for laughing, dude. Like if I was in front of him and I burst out laughing after he like did his scary dance to me, I'd probably die like instantly. He'd probably kill me. The worst you can be is boring in a way. Yep, exactly. Good morning, Ramsey. It's hello. The new It is a roller coaster. I think so too. I think it's like when you have unsettling scenes, that's where it can really shine. So okay, so I mentioned Split earlier because before that I watched what was that movie that I watched? It was like a James McAvoy film. Have you guys heard of Speak No Evil? So I watched that the other day, and Speak No Evil is kind of interesting because it's not like a suspense thriller that you'd normally see. It's kind of like the discomfort is from awkward social interactions, which I think is really funny. Like there's this scene. Oh, hi Seraphim, welcome, welcome. Like there's this scene where like these two parents are arguing because one of them is trying to like tell the other parent's daughter like, hey, like don't eat with your mouth full, or don't open, no no no, don't talk with your mouth full, or like, oh, we chew with our mouth closed or something. And the other mom is like, can you not tell my kid what to do? And then it's like it becomes like this whole argument. I'm just like, oh my god, like this is like my nightmare, like out in public when the parents are arguing and you're just like sitting there just like ugh. um I must take my okay, bye bye Ozzy, have a good day today, detective, goodbye, have a good day at work. Mooncraft, I love Minecraft. That I can't. But anyways, yeah, no, James McAvoy got really swole. He got really like buff. It was kind of funny because when I watched Split, and then he had this one scene where he was like shirtless and like really like I don't know, he looked like he was like roided up, and I was like, ah, so this is how he got really buff for Speak No Evil. Yeah, I was so shocked when I was like watching Speak No Evil, and then I thought it was like a completely different actor, and then I saw that it was like James McAvoy. I was just like, what? That's James McAvoy? Why does he look like that? He looks like a gym bro. Like so that was interesting. I don't know. Uh, I think it's. I don't think I could ever be an actor if it means having to like do a lot of work to change the way I look. Like I'm sure James McAvoy was just working out normally and that's just how he looks now, rather than having to like bulk up for the film specifically. I don't think his character needed to be bulked up. But if I had to like lose weight or gain weight specifically for a role, I don't think I could do it just because like physically my body doesn't change that easily. It's like it'll take a lot just for me to gain weight, and it'll take a lot just for me to lose weight. It's kind of I'm one of those people that has like even though I eat like lots of different things and I try to eat a balanced diet, it is kind of like my weight is stagnant. I bloat and I deflate, but my weight still stays the same, like for the most part. I'm okay, Kaden. How are you? Method actors are something else. I don't think that's method acting though. Method acting is when you basically like you basically role play when you're offset because you want to get into the character as much as possible. um so it's kind of like, yeah, imagine if Like, yeah, imagine somebody being like, okay, I need to play a really depressed character for a movie, so I'm gonna have to like not talk to my friends and family for like 3 months before I start filming. Something like that, like that's method acting, because like they really need to get into the architects appreciate a good challenge. Oh god. I'm glad you're doing decent. I'm glad you're doing decent. Christian Bale's the most extreme method actor I could think of. I mean, to be fair, right? Whatever, like Jared Leto was doing for his role as a Joker for Suicide Squad, that was fucking weird, because I feel like that was less being a method actor and just having an excuse to be a dickhead. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if that was the right move, Chief. Christian Bale and Heath Ledger both did like a lot to prepare for their for certain roles, and I really appreciate that. But I do feel bad for their mental health. I'm just like, bro, are you good? You need to see a therapist or something. I feel like they're for method actors, they really should talk to therapists like after a role or during filming. They need to have on-set therapists for these types of method actors, honestly, because like it's hard to break out of that mindset after being in it for so long. It's like you kind of need someone to help you like get back to reality and like pull you back down to earth if you're like, oh, like you're a tortured artist and you're so isolated and depressed and suicidal and stuff like that. And it's like, what, like how are you going to manage like going back to your normal life? How are you going to manage starting to do household chores again and like meeting up with friends and family? You need to have someone to talk to just to make sure that you're not like crazy and damaged after a film. Made him quit using method acting and just doing the usual. He would gain and lose tons of weight. Oof. Theirs and others around him, TBH. I guess it does work, or maybe just the perception. I don't know. We'll see. They're allowed to play the jongleur by scrolling through Twitter's For You page for 10 seconds. Jesus, that actually would be like him. Beginning's the most scary. So I haven't seen part 2 of the It movie yet, actually. Um, I, who was that? But I don't know. It's like there's a bunch of actors that have done method acting, and it's just kind of sad seeing how they do it. Who never does method acting? Like I've never heard of like instances where like a female actor does like method acting. Like they kind of just like they're just like, okay, I'm a sad woman. I'm gonna go be sad now. Meanwhile, with like like male method actors, they're kind of just like, I need to isolate myself for 17 months to prepare for this role. I need to lose a lot of weight by not eating anything more than a bowl of soup every day. I need to cut ties with my friends and family to really get in the mindset of being lonely and isolated from the world. And I'm just like, bro, you good? You can text your friends if you want. Like, it's not a big deal. There's some, but yeah, not as many. Let me actually like look into it. Like, I want to see like if there are cases where there's been well documented like female method actors, because it seems like a lot of like it's just mainly just dudes doing it. Let's see. I want to see who they are. Natalie Portman says method acting is a luxury. Blah blah blah. So was she then? Was she? Wait, hang on. Let me see. Let me see. Natalie Portman says method acting is a luxury that women can't afford. What does this mean? What does she mean by that? I mean, I get it, but I also don't get it. Jesus. So there's this like somebody commented, and it's like, this is my favorite summary of method acting. Dustin Hoffman told Laurence Olivier that he had filmed a scene in which his character was supposed to have been up for 3 days straight. Olivier asked, so what did you do? Well, I stayed up for 3 days and 3 nights. Olivier then uttered his famous line, why don't you just try acting? say Black Swan, the ice skating one maybe. I think like if any of Natalie's roles needed method acting was probably like that one. I don't know. It's like to be fair, right? I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, do women really need to like do all this just to cry in a scene? No, it's like we know how to cry on command. I don't know. It's like that's how I get into my role play type stuff. It's like, for example, like I don't have any recorded material out like on YouTube or anything, but like I have tried voice acting with my friends for like a thing. And I mean, it's pretty easy to just start sounding like I'm crying. I cry so often that it's pretty easy to get back into it. Like I'm just like, do you really hate me? Like, it's like just act, bro. Like you really need to make yourself like actually depressed just to get in a role of a depressed person. It's like I don't know. It's like you need to dig deep. You just think of a dead puppy, like a dying, sickly old dog or a dead puppy. It's like that will get you pretty sad real quick. By proxy, kind of weird. Director tried putting the actors themselves at odds. Oh, that's weird. Um, yeah. See, it's like it seems like a lot of Okay, so this is a list, right? This is a list of extreme method actors. And Daniel Day-Lewis, Christian Bale, Robert De Niro, Heath Ledger, Jim Carrey, Joaquin Phoenix, Marlon Brando, Nicolas Cage, Michael Caine, Angelina Jolie. Which ones? Which ones? Jessica Chastain, James Dean, Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, Hilary Swank, Ryan Gosling, Tom Hanks, Ed Harris, Anne Hathaway. Which films? Dustin Hoffman, Val Kilmer, Peter Sellers, Jack Nicholson, Gary Oldman, Al Pacino, James Stewart, Warren Beatty, Paul Newman, Natalie Portman, Kate Winslet, Adrian Brody, Edward Norton, Robin Williams. Why so many men don't know how to just act sad? Like, just just cry, bro. It's like it's so fun. It's like do men only know how to like act angry? Like come on, like act sad. Think about the time that one girl in middle school rejected your Valentine's. uh, there's my feelings, but hey, I'm not an actor. Also, you've been such weird people coming to AI streams or AniLive streams lately. I don't know why I read that as AI. Hi. I'm not gonna say your name. It's weird that you didn't just put 69 as your username. That's weird. Commit to it. Commit. Make it 69. I gotta isolate for 10 days to get the sad going. What would you guys do if you needed to method act for a role? I think for me, I think the easiest role, in my opinion, to get into, at least for me as a person, would probably be like a crazy woman, not in a way that's like I don't want to be like the type to stab people. I'm not that type of like aggressive crazy. It's more of like I'm like kind of ditzy, right? And like there are times where it's like I'm gonna be honest. When I'm just like isolated in my room for several days at a time, there are moments where I'm legit just like talking to myself out loud. So I think if I needed to act like that, I would just kind of I would just need to isolate for like a few days and I'm good, I wouldn't need like all this preparation just to cry. I'm a crybaby, dude. Like I'm a huge crybaby. Oh, you have committed. Yeah, yeah. Now you look like a real gamer. I can't wait to see you on like the forums and in the MMOs, the Call of Duty lobbies. Schizonaria. Yeah, exactly. No, it's like Schizonaria is more of like I mean I guess like Menaria or like Enhara or whatever the name was, Enhara. Like that would be like the entry because like I do be a schizo sometimes. um yeah, it's I don't know, it's kind of one of those things, right, where it's like it depends on the role, but it seems like a lot of these roles are kind of the same, where it's like they just need the guy to be depressed, and I'm just like, many men are depressed. They're always talking about it in statistic arguments. So it's like it's weird that they can't just act depressed. It's like, do you really need to ruin your mental health just to show that your mental health is a little bad? I was a theater kid and I used to just close my eyes, relax, and imagine myself in that scenario or character. Exactly, Kashi. That's the thing that I don't understand. It's like, if you need to act a role, can't you just act? Like, do you need to have all this preparation for like a severe role? It's like, if you told me to cry about my dying baby and my missing husband who died, who went missing at sea, if you need me to cry about that and like and just have like a heart-wrenching scream, I'll do it. It's like, do I need to think about it for 5 months straight just to portray myself as like heartbroken? It's like, if you're not a good actor, just say that. Because people are like, oh, like he's such a dedicated actor, he method acted for like almost a year. I'm just like, a better actor would have just done it in like 5 minutes, bro. Like, there was this okay, so there was I will say this, there is a way to make it kind of like easily accessible without having to do all this like method act. Okay, so for example, let's say American Psycho. The scene where Christian Bale, before he kills Jared Leto, he he takes a pill and then he goes back into the room all like, like he's all amped up and he's ready to commit the murder, right? I don't know what kind of pill he took, but he's all hyper and energetic and kind of crazy now. um and so apparently the behind the scenes of that, before he enters the room, they, because like they have to do like a scene change, right, or whatever, costume change. So before he entered the room, or before that scene started, apparently an intern was tasked to basically annoy the fuck out of Christian Bale for 30 minutes, so that he was all like irate and well, all amped up. I think he did stuff like clicking a pen repeatedly in his ear and like flashing a flashlight in his face constantly for like, yeah, for like the entire 30 minutes before that scene. Oh, hi Aurora, welcome. Hope you're doing okay. Hi. But yeah, I just think it's pretty funny how you could do these types of things. And it's just I don't know, it's I think a good method actor can just bring out the character just from knowing what the character needs in a scene. I don't think you need to do all this prep work for like nearly a year just to get good at acting. It'll definitely help, sure, but I don't think it's needed. Like, if you were actually good, I'm gonna be honest, if you're actually good, you probably wouldn't need it that much. Although it's like, I do understand why directors might like this type of thing, like genuine reactions from like the co-stars would be good. But again, do you really need genuine reactions from the other actors when you could just tell them to act surprised, right? Like when what was his name? Yeah, with Jared Leto in because he was the one who got killed in American Psycho. He was the first one to get killed. Um, Jared Leto's had to be surprised basically because he didn't know that he was going to get attacked from behind. Like, he didn't know Christian Bale was gonna come at him with an axe, and that's why like his reaction in the scene was his genuine reaction. The same thing with Johnny Depp when he was like singing at in Pirates of the Caribbean. Was it like at World's End, I think, or Dead Man's Chest? It was one of those. I just remembered because like Johnny Depp was singing like, I got a jar of dirt, I got a jar of dirt, guess what's inside it? And he sang that. And so like all the other actors were just looking around confused because they didn't know that he was gonna do that, and those were their genuine reactions. But again, if they were good actors, I feel like they could have just acted surprised or confused. It's like, I don't think we need to have like these weird things where it's like, oh, we're gonna surprise the other actors so that they'll act surprised, so that they'll have like a more genuine reaction on film. I'm just like, bro, just tell them what to do. You're the director. It's like, put that in the script, bro. I don't know. Am I mean for saying that? I feel like it's a pretty valid argument. If you're an actor paid to do an acting job, do the acting. Having to be as genuine as possible seems like not acting anymore. And I trust him. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, method acting sells it more, but yeah, just getting in character can also get you there. I think if you're a really, really good actor, you can make it seem like you've method acted for years, or for months, because that's the whole point about acting. You're kind of playing a role. So to have to be like, ooh, I need to traumatize myself for nearly a year just so that I know how to act in a scene. I'm just like, why did you become an actor if you need to do it that much? It's like, just be sad. Just act sad. It's not that bad. It's not that. It's like, if you need to be a scary villain, act like a scary villain. Do you need like I don't know. It's like, maybe it's because I role play a lot. It's like, it's pretty easy to just pull out a personality trait out of thin air. It's like, look for some like stock knowledge inspiration, like that you've probably seen in a movie or like a TV show or something, or like a person that and just like whip it out. Just be like, I need to act like a mafia boss. What mafia bosses do I like? And then just kind of be like, okay, I'll do this characterization. Why am I sad now? Is we're talking about method acting and why I feel like it's not necessary if you're actually good at acting. Hi, Destin. Yeah, hello. I don't know. It's like, that's why the thing that I do appreciate though is like have you guys ever seen like really really good subtle acting where it's like you saw like a change in like the way their face was tensed up, and it's like, oh, now I understand exactly how this person is feeling, like just like that quick change in their facial expression, and it's like it's barely there, but you can see like the subtlety in like their facial changes, and that I think is like pretty good acting. Because method acting, I feel like while it helps, it does kind of feel like a cheat sheet, not gonna lie. But when it comes to subtle acting, it's a bit more precise, it's a bit more refined, because you're not only acting with just your face alone, but you're trying to do it in such a way that it's not over the top. You're trying to do it in a very natural, very subtle, barely there, but just noticeable kind of way. I think that kind of acting is a lot more underrated, if I'm going to be honest. You have to act as a famous guy. Sometimes you just have to act like John Normal, dude. Oh my gosh. At least that's how I do it. Pick a stereotype and build something around it. That's pretty much how I do my voice acting characters. It's pretty easy. It's like, I mean, even Christian Bale, when doing his characterization for Patrick Bateman in American Psycho, all he really was doing was basing it off of Tom Cruise. So it's like there's always a way for you to just kind of borrow from somewhere else. It's like, I don't think someone can act unless they take it from someplace else, right? Whether it's like acting sad because you used to be really really sad growing up, so you know exactly what it's like to cry your eyes out, or because like, oh, like I've been a doctor so I know how to act like a doctor, or like I know people who act like valley girls, I know how to act like a valley girl. So I think there is a way to get around it, and it's I think you don't really need to rely so much on methods that would ruin your mental health in a very severe way. Because I remember it was like I was it Heath Ledger who had this, but it was like he did like a method acting thing, and then he kind of just never recovered from that, and he kind of just got real depressed afterwards. And I'm just like, bro, seek therapy, watch a cartoon. I don't know. It's I feel like they're like no job is worth ruining your mental health over, and that's why like I had to kind of just like step back and reassess things a couple weeks ago when I was like getting really depressed over all this like streaming stuff. And then I kind of just realized, I was like, you know what? I'm just here to have fun. I'm not here to like ruin my mental health, right? So it's like, that's why I'm just like just taking it easy for now, because like like while I'm working a lot on my Twitch preparations, I am having fun still. Like I enjoy like the work that I'm doing behind the scenes while doing my preparations. But yeah, like I said, it's like no job is worth ruining your mental health over. Like seriously, because it's fine if you cry because of frustrations like every now and then. But if your mental health is literally declining because of your work and it's like a constant thing, that's not good. You should probably get a new job, you know? There's another maintenance on October. What? Wait, which October 10th? So that would be. Oh, okay. So like that's 2 days from now then. Hi Kaden, welcome back. Welcome back. But yeah, no, it's like I okay. So I will say this. Do you guys have a thing where you wish like I'm sure you probably thought like, oh, like I want to be in a movie, but like I'm not an actor, but if I was in a movie, I would like to do this type of a thing. I want to be in a movie scene where I basically get to smash plates or something. Like if I could take a bat and like just like smash a glass window, that would be kind of fun because I can't do that in real life without getting in trouble unless I go to like a rage room. But unless I go to one, that's kind of a crime. But like there is like there's something fun about like the idea of going into let's say like a souvenir shop and then just breaking all the knickknacks, you know, like with a bat, just kind of going and like breaking all like the souvenirs and like the porcelain items and whatever, like the glass plates or whatever. I think that's kind of fun. Like I would like to do a scene like that. I think I would probably be good in I can't even say that I'm gonna be good in a crying scene because I think I have an ugly crying face. It'll be kind of embarrassing to see that on screen. So I don't think I want to do that. Happened to me. I was destroying my mental health from work. Yeah, that's really bad. You need to have. That's why they can't let you work every single day. You need to have at least one day off a week. You know. But it's so sad because like in your on your day off, you're basically running errands that you can't do like throughout the week because you're busy working. So it's like you come home like during the weekdays and you're tired from work, so you just like sleep or like eat dinner then sleep. But like, on your day off, like let's say Sunday, you're just like, okay, I have to go do my laundry. I have to go to the bank. I have to like walk my dogs. I have to like babysit my niece or something like that. And it's just have to, yeah, it's sad that you can't even relax properly on your days off. I've never wanted to be in a movie. Oh, okay. Never used my PT. You should. Yeah, that's a thing too. It's like whenever people quit their jobs but never use like their vacation days, like just use your vacation days. You know, take you got your like 2 weeks notice. Go use your vacation days. Yeah, like never quit your job before taking all the benefits, like as many benefits as you can. Enaria snoops through your phone, destroys all your stuff. RP. That actually should. I actually should do like a voice acting thing for that. That sounds hilarious. Like overly jealous, suspicious, clingy girlfriend. I want to try jumping in high places and do parkours. Yeah, like you know, like when they jump off a building or something or jump through a window and then it's like breakaway glass or safety glass and then you jump through a window and then you land in like a big like like an airbag or something and it's like that's so cool. Like that looks so fun. Yeah, it's like when it comes to like, oh, I want to be in a movie, I want to do this in a movie, it's like people don't go like, I want to be in a movie and have a sex scene. No one does that. People are always like, I want to do an action scene, I want to like shoot a fake gun and like have a death scene or something. That happens so often at my workplace. Oh, you leave in 2 weeks, we'll see you, Dever. Oof. Oof. Yeah, gosh, I don't think it helps that I was the only full-time cashier. That's really bad. That's really bad. They really need to like have more staff. When they should be a universal day off. I love the idea of having a break throughout the week. You know, it's like I mean, like it's literally a break in between your work days. So it's like you have like 3 days of, or like 2 days of work, or 3 days of work, a break, and then a few more days of work. Movie sex scenes just feel awkward for everyone involved. I think it's really funny whenever I see like a porn video and then you can see that the actors are making eye contact or making conversation with the camera crew. Like you could hear, like, you could see them like looking like slightly off to the side, and like they're talking to the director or something, but they don't cut that scene out. It's so funny to me. I'm just like, you could have edited this part out where you're giving the actors like direction on how to fuck better. Hi Tat, welcome, welcome. How are you? Yeah, and it's like, with movie sex scenes, it's weird because there's so much that goes into doing a scene like that. You have the stand-ins basically, which is like, so before they have the actors do the sex scene, they have these other actors, like basically just like some random extras that they have like specifically to act as like stand-ins for those like actual casted actors. And then it's just mainly for lighting purposes and like filming, or like composition purposes. So the camera crew already knows exactly what the lighting should be like, what the camera angle should be like when it comes to like filming a sex scene. So you have like these two actors just kind of they're not even getting filmed for the proper sex scene. They just have to like simulate the sex scene that the actual actors are going to do later on. So that's kind of weird. And it's like, I'm sure it's strange to do a sex scene where like you have like an entire camera crew in your face. That must be weird. Why can't Saturday be in the middle of the week? You could really use more piston. Hi, Stuff Crust. Hello. Good morning. But yeah, no, it's like that's the thing that I think is so funny. It's like you're having the time of your life as a porn actor, and then like the director's just like, hey, can you like grab her tit a bit harder in this part? And it's like, oh, okay, like that. He's like, no, a bit more. Like show a little bit of her nipple though. It's like that. Yeah, that's good. Okay. It's so weird, and this is why I'm just like, I know, listen, it's like you can see the actors reaching climax, and I know it's like obvious for guys, but it's like, a lot of the girls are faking a lot of it. I'm sure the guys are also like faking some of it too, like especially like all the obnoxious loud moaning, because it's like that type of thing is more for the viewers enjoyment and not so much for the actors enjoyment. So you have to play it up a little bit when the porn has no passion. Yeah, it's like more footwork, more energy. Yeah, I don't know. It's I can't. This is why I think being like an OnlyFans content creator makes more sense if you're the type of person that gets shy about that, because at least you have full control over like the filming and like what gets edited in, right? Because the actors are told to do a job, and then they just do the thing, and then somebody else edits it and like puts it up, right? So they don't know like what's it gonna look like, unless like they're the type of company that shows like the actors beforehand. But a lot of the time they'll just like edit and then upload it, whereas like an OnlyFans content creator has pretty much like all control, if not just most of the control of the content. Because like at least she wouldn't need to film it with other people in the room. Like she could just do it like by herself or with the partner, and then it's just them and like a camera on a stand. um, have you seen that one video where the cameraman gives a donut to the guy doing the deed, but very awkwardly? Oh my god, that sounds so funny. Is that like a real like porn thing, or is that just like a parody film or like a parody video? Is that like real? Hmm. I'm trying. Yeah, I'm like looking at all the. So oh my gosh. Anyways, I want to believe that's an actual thing. Yeah, same. I'm just like, I would buy that that's like an actual like thing and not just like a meme or like a parody. Oh, you know what? I kind of realized like the past few streams that I've done, I've always ended up talking about like sexual things. And I'm like, I mean, that's normal for me, but it's like a lot more these days. I mean, to be fair, right? I did give you guys a warning last week that I was like, oh, I'm getting kind of hormonal imbalance. So you guys might end up like seeing me act more sussy the next few streams. So I guess that's happening now. Because I didn't really notice it until it happened like 3 times in a row now. So I'm like, need a montage of those outtakes, right? Right. I want to see all the awkward scenes in between. Oh my gosh, I remember watching this video of these two twinks, right? And it was just so funny seeing them like try to sort out like because it was like basically when you're doing these types of videos you kind of are given like let's say like an outline of what positions you need to hit throughout the film or like throughout the video, but they tell you to basically ad lib, right? Like a lot of the time you just have like ad lib, and that's why like a lot of porn acting is kind of awkward. And so because these are not like proper actors, you know. So it was like really funny. This one time I was watching these two guys going at it, and then just seeing them awkwardly try to explain what the next position should be like, but like trying to do it in a way that's supposed to sound natural in a scene. Because here's the thing, like if you have sex, you're going to have moments where you need to tell the other person what position you want them to do, because you can't just like use them as like a little doll and then just kind of like position them properly. Like you need to like actually like give some direction, and it is funny seeing that in a video. I don't know, it's just like a weird thing I noticed. Hi Kyrie, welcome, welcome, good morning. Imagining a storyboard that looks like the Kama Sutra. That sounds so funny. No, I love that though. That sounds so funny. That's a really funny concept. It's like a storyboard. And then they're just like, okay guys, costume change. Take off the Hatsune Miku wig and change into like a diva from Overwatch cosplay. Oh, that's a thing too. Like, have you guys ever seen like the cosplay porn videos? A lot of the time, those cosplay videos are done by normies because they want to like take advantage of the cosplay fanatics, right? So what they do is like they just get like whatever cheap costumes there are, and then they just grab like a random wig. So it's like I'm over here looking at them like, okay, you have like a 02 wig on, but you're wearing like a diva from Overwatch cosplay. It's very confusing to my brain. It's like it's just really funny being able to identify like the incorrect cosplay matches. Because like I mean like the thing with like the mix and match thing, it's like the actors are not responsible for the costumes. It's always like the staff or the crew, right? So a lot of the time they just grab like whatever cheap costumes there are like available on eBay or something, or like at the costume store. So it's rarely going to work out in a way that's like, oh, this is like an actual cosplay of a character. It's usually not. A group of men in suits discussing poses. That's how I was. Oh my god. I remember this one video that was so fucking funny. Like the outtakes were so funny because video game at hit these poets. Just dance. Yeah, basically that's how it works. I was watching this video, right? And it was like a gay threesome, and like the setting was like a prison. So it was like two guards and one twink prisoner, and they attacked him in the showers, and so they had like a little threesome. But like what was so funny was like at the end of the video, they have like this weird awkward like outtake thing where they're just going to all of the actors and just asking them how they feel, if they enjoyed that. And like one of them was just like, oh, did you like that? And like I think it was like the twink guy. They asked him, I was like, did you like that? And he was like, yeah, I wish we could have done more actually. And I was like, what the fuck, why is there like a cast interview? why would they tack that on? So fucking funny. It's like a YouTube video, bro. It's like why are there after credits? Oh my god. 80% yes. Yes, 80% erect. That's the deal. Yeah, it's like it is funny though because it's like knowing the behind the scenes of certain porn is kind of funny because it's like I'll see someone let's say like I'll see someone go from anal and then to vaginal penetration, and then I'm just like, oh, I hope they swap the condoms in between those scenes. You know, it's like because like normally you would have to like swap out the condom. Oh, that's a thing too. It's like in those scenes where they act like there's no condom, but you can clearly see that there's a condom on. That makes it funny. It's like you didn't have to pretend that there was no condom. I can see that there's a condom. And like you guys are being safe, which I appreciate, but you don't have to like make such a blatant lie. The true behind the scenes of porn would actually be really, really funny. Like, I want to interview, I mean, I don't want to interview them, but it's like, I want to see an interview of like someone who does OnlyFans, and then just like people asking them, like, so, like, what camera do you use? Do you have like a cameraman, or do you just like set it up yourself on a tripod? What made you choose OnlyFans over actual like porn? You know, where do you get your ideas from? Who does your social manage? Who does your social media? Oh my god, it's so funny. There's sometimes a talk before they do it, like, what do you expect? Are you like, are you excited? It's like, what was your favorite position in this video? I would watch you interview them. Time for a trip to LA. Oh gosh. That would actually be hilarious. Should I do that for like a like freaking VR chat conversation? Just talk to an OnlyFans content creator and just be like, so how did you get into the industry? Oh, that'll be funny. That'll be funny as hell. I have to ask the staff if I'm allowed to even talk about that sort of thing, anyways. Because it's like I don't want people to be like, oh, you're promoting pornography. Blah, 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 blah. It's like like mind your own business. It's an industry. It's a $1 million industry. I'm gonna ask about it. But they start to geek out about the tech stuff. That's so fucking funny to me. Just hearing like, oh, so like this is the microphone that I use for my sexual NSFW content, and this is the microphone that I use for my normal streams. 69,000 follower milestone. Yeah, like 69,000 for 20 followers is when I do like a foot reveal. Pornography is based. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I like to joke about how girls, when it comes to like how people used to be like, oh, if I can't afford nursing school, I'll just become a stripper or something like that. But nowadays it's like OnlyFans, and I like to think of it as like girls, when they want to make a lot of money very quickly with like the least amount of credentials or requirements, that they go to OnlyFans. And with guys, they just become like streamers. They just become like gaming streamers or like commentary streamers or something, like which I think is kind of funny how different those are. It's like a girl will turn to OnlyFans, a guy would turn to like Minecraft or something, and then they just make bank that way. They become those motivational gurus. Instead of tea time, you could do a pee time interview. Oh gosh. Oldest profession of after all, maybe. But despite being a gooner, I'd watch almost any behind the scenes stuff. Naturally, there's a lot of work and considerations. Yeah, no, it's just kind of funny because people just think like, oh, porn is porn. But it's like there's a lot of work that goes into it. Like there's a reason why people who don't ever have sex or like have ever lived with someone have a very porn like brain, where it's like, oh, how come women have leg hair and hair on their vaginas? And I'm just like, that's what a normal woman looks like, because the porn actors you see are constantly waxing themselves so that you can see the genitals. That's kind of part of the job, you know. Guys can have OnlyFans too. Yeah, but it's like it depends on the kind of guy. Where it's like you need to be like really, really, really hot to like think that you could get a lot of people paying for OnlyFans. That's why it's only like a very small number of male OnlyFans content creators that are actually like making money. We make podcasts now. Yeah, exactly. It's like you just have like a group of guys and they're just like, we'll just do a podcast. Porn was one of the first to really explore VR. That's the thing that I was shocked by when people were saying stuff about like Project Melody. I thought that was a joke until I looked into it and I was like, oh, I see. I thought it was just because she was like a lewd tuber. I didn't think she was actually doing that stuff. So I was kind of confused until I saw what was going on VR chat. We like pubes in here. People pay for the bears. Jesus, cutting edge of tech. Yeah, I think asking the VR chat porn stars, that's something that I kind of want to ask about, just because it's intriguing to know like the tech side of things. Like you guys know about this like VR chat strippers, right? Where it's like they legit just have like a pole in like a stripper pole installed in their homes. And so when they do like those pole dancing things, it's like they're actually pole dancing, which I think is pretty cool. Like that's like the commitment is admirable. But I think it's kind of funny to do that specifically to do it in VR. I don't know. It's like it's like spend your money where you can. It's like it's your hobby, but I just think it's a very interesting hobby. um, something porn actress anal bleaching. Yeah, no, it's like they don't know about these types of things because they've never felt the touch of a woman, so they wouldn't know about all these things that like a porn actress has to like go through. They're just like, why can't a woman just have like a nice bubble butt like all the time, just naturally? And I'm just like, because she has to work out a lot. That's why all those porn actors look good. They work out all the time. It's their job to be naked, like always. When when are you buying a pole? Put it on throne. Okay, so this is gonna sound real weird since we're talking about this. I legit actually wanted to get a pole. Okay. It's not for like VR chat purposes, but I did kind of want to look into like pole dancing exercises, because that was kind of a thing that blew up in the pandemic when a lot of people couldn't go to the gym. A lot of girls were starting to do like pole dancing for exercise purposes, and I was like, that looks really fun. It's like a grown-up's jungle gym. And so I was just kind of thinking like, I want to pole dance. I want to have that in my room, just like a little vertical monkey bar. And then I thought about how it might ruin my ceiling. I know you're supposed to install it safely, but I'm just like, I might fuck it up. I don't know. What if I install it wrong and then I fall over and it's gonna hurt? It would kind of be funny though if that happened and I was doing VR chat the entire time, and then I just like I had to fall off because my pole got unstable. That's weird. Why can't all women have a bubble butt? Yeah, I want a bubble butt. we'll grow the porn donger. No. Oh man, like I don't know. It's like that must be weird. I don't know. It's like I think it's really funny how a lot of porn actors have like a fake name. They have like a stage name, right? Like a porn name. But it's like your face is right there. How it's not gonna be difficult to just use like a reverse image search, or just like I don't know. It's I don't know. It seems like if you're showing your face, you're kind of already setting yourself up to be possibly found out. It doesn't matter if you're using a fake name. People are gonna find out at some point if they're really, really dedicated. Have you ever seen those like Twitter girls or like those TikTok girlies? They can find a guy just from like a blurry like 6-second clip, and then they'll just be like, "I found his Facebook and his LinkedIn." And I'm just like, how are you guys doing that? How are you guys doing that? What do you think your sister's first reaction would be to seeing it? I mean, there were a couple times where I had to have like awkward eye contact with her when she saw me messing around with my collar and chain leash and also like my garter belts. So that was pretty awkward. I think it would be just as awkward. My problem is if my mom saw it, she'd be really, really shocked. Like, the skills might even make you some money. Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. How do people make money as like a VR chat stripper? Like, do they just go like, okay, link, like my OnlyFans link or like my Cash App link is in my bio? Do they just do that? Just like, give me money if you want to actually throw dollar bills at me. Why do you have a collar and leash? For the meme. Oh right. I want them to interview the fluffer. Jesus. I think if it's like on the technical side, I do kind of want to ask about it because there was this one VTuber, L underscore XOX, and my like one of my friends sent me a video of hers because he was like, Enaria, I did something embarrassing. And I was like, what did you do? And he was like, I was looking for porn and then I found a VTuber and I watched it. And then he sent me the link and I was like, oh my god, she actually has like a toggle where she's getting boinked by like a dildo or something. So that was interesting. It's like the technical side of things is very interesting. Having a penis toggle is an interesting thing. I don't know. It's crazy. It's like I said, right? The difference between being a coomer and a gooner is that coomers do it out of necessity. Gooners do it as like an art form. They do it as like because like they're men and women of culture. Elle is cute, but she's wild otherwise. I think so too. Yeah. Yeah. I was just kind of shocked because I've never seen her before that video. So I didn't know that she was such a well-known VTuber until I saw her like in like a news tuber video or something. So I don't know. That's very funny to me. Okay, guys, I have to go for now. But it was nice hanging out with you guys. I'm glad that I ruined your morning once more. Um, no, you guys are be thankful for my present. Kidding. Anyways, it's nice hanging out. I hope to see you guys tomorrow evening. Tomorrow, I will be doing. So if you guys don't know already, I will be doing a work stream an hour earlier than usual. So it'll be 7 p.m. PDT, 10 p.m. EST, and I will be doing a stream on AniLive. And after a while, like maybe after 30 minutes to an hour after that, it's like I'm going to do a test stream on Twitch. So you guys can follow me on Twitch to get the notification, or you could just stay in like in Iwin's restream, and then it'll maybe I'll just have Iwin like raid me. I've never been raided before, so I don't know what that's gonna be like. So we'll see, we'll see. Because basically, I just need to test out my audio settings so that by the time I debut on Twitch, you guys will already have good audio. Because last time I accidentally started a stream on accident and like the audio was really fucked up. So hopefully the audio won't be so bad this time around. So hopefully see you guys on my practice stream tomorrow evening. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much for the for coming by. Iwin, thank you for restreaming as always. I hope to see you guys on my next stream. Until then, take care. Here's a kiss goodbye. Mwah. Here's a sloppy kiss goodbye. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye. Bye bye. Yeah, we'll see, Iwin. Whoever's available. Bye bye.